house flipping friends. I am here at my first ever, for me, mobile home renovation. We're gonna walk through. I got my good buddy Alex Coe here. We are in the lovely town of Dana Point, California, and we're in Beechwood Estates, right?
Yeah.
And why don't you tell us first, like, how you got this deal, if you're willing to share?
Yeah, so it was by yellow letter, and it wasn't something, so here's the thing, it's not a typical yellow letter, where you mail it. I literally had driven by this card and saw a for sale sign without a phone number, or a name, or an email, and I stopped my car and had a pad of paper, and I wrote a letter saying that I wanted to buy her home, and I left it on her door.
And she called you?
Eventually.
Oh, wow.
So I had to do it twice.
Ah.
So I happened to be in the area 2 consecutive weeks, and so probably about a week after I left the second letter, she called me or texted me. I don't remember, one of the two, and we kind of were going back and forth and negotiated over it. And what ended up happening was she sold it to someone else first.
Uh-oh.
And so I waited probably another month and a half after that, and then she came back and said, like, they didn't close. So I ended up with it. And I tried to talk her down on the price, and she didn't do it. She wasn't having it.
Oh.
But
Do you mind sharing what you paid for it?
10.
$10,000. $10,000 for a home in Dana Point. Woo-hoo. Okay, so we're going to do a quick little walkthrough, and we'll ask you some questions along the way.
I can even kind of give you some stuff like this.
Okay.
So this patio cover was actually dirty, really dirty. It had a lot of like black spots on it, and the outside actually looked in really good shape. We actually didn't have to paint it. So
Okay.
the painting, at least I've been told, is on the exterior is always more expensive than painting the interior.
Okay.
And so a 4-hour rental at Home Depot for a pressure washer cost me, I think it was like $35. And so I probably saved myself about at least $8,000 for having to actually paint this exterior. We did paint the roof, and that was only because we had some rust spots and stuff like that, and it was really just a painted primer to seal it. So, but we weren't going to do any type of like fancy like re-roofing or anything like that. So
Yeah, we are really close to the ocean in this spot, like
yeah.
walking distance, maybe a quarter mile.
Or about a mile.
I
A
think
little bit
it
less.
might be closer, right
Less.
to Doho, where we're going surfing, right? Or my daughter's going surfing after this.
Oh, is this? Okay.
So yeah, it's really close.
Really
And the
close.
ocean air is so hard on metal and a mobile home. So yeah, all my bikes that I left outside have gotten rusty. So I know about rust. So you got to protect the
Yeah.
top if you're near the ocean.
We also had a lot of, we actually got a lot of like spores from like the wildflowers that like were landing on it too. But that's really more of like whatever. It's technically not a metal roof.
Oh, okay.
It's some sort of weird fiberglass type thing. And
But
so,
it's still got rust on it, huh?
yeah, because there are kind of like metal edges. I don't exactly know how all that stuff had happened, but we just gave it a quick heavy coat of paint,
Cool.
just to kind of cover over it and stuff like that. So, and I also did pressure wash the roof itself too. So I was covered in water and dirt. Like,
Yeah.
So.
Well,
but
we're going to go inside and see a little bit of that, and then we're going to hear the rest of the numbers and Alex's plan for what he's doing with it next. So, Alex, what is this room? And this is a single wide mobile home, right?
This is a single wide mobile home. It's a careful there. It's a 1972 Golden West. This actually was originally a 1-bedroom, and at some point, whoever had owned it actually converted it into a 2-bedroom.
Okay.
So this is the 2nd bedroom. This wall they had put in with a pocket door.
Mm-hmm.
What we had done is we actually covered up that window, because the plan is that we can put a closet here and actually turn it into an actual 2-bedroom
Okay.
versus a 1.
Yeah.
And so the original floor plan of this was that this was kind of your entryway, and this was your living room. And the kitchen is kind of like over this way.
Yeah, so this is a drywall wall as opposed to the other walls, right?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I think they had done drywall. They didn't run electrical, but this pocket door is here, but they didn't really put any type of locking mechanism, and so the plan is that when we sell it, we can either I actually have all the materials for the closet, and we already planned out in terms of how we're going to actually put it, install it. But the buyer has the choice of whether or not of having that closet or not. But
That's nice. You'll just say you'll make it into a closet if they want it.
if they want it. And
Cool.
so, although I should find out what my return policy is with Home Depot, because I probably had it now. I've had the materials for at least a week.
Oh, they'll take it back.
Yeah.
Believe me, I return stuff up to a year or more.
Well, I also have a pro account, so I
Yeah,
have the same thing.
yeah.
So they left us. This is the kitchen area, and you know the cabinets are actually in really good shape for the most part. So we didn't want to touch it. I didn't want to do anything with the cabinets. I didn't even want to redo the counter. They left us the fridge.
Nice.
And it came with the stove. And what had happened was that they had actually jerry-rigged. This didn't used to be here.
The microwave?
The microwave did not used to be there. What
Okay.
they were doing was that they put a stackable washer and dryer, and they were actually venting the dryer up through the roof. And so what we ended up doing was I bought the microwave on Craigslist, and
So how much was your microwave?
$25.
$25.
But the funny thing about it was it has a bracket for the damper for the hood. It cost me more to buy that little bracket than it did to buy the microwave.
Yes.
And so what we did was because we basically used the same venting to go for the microwave, but what we had to do is we actually had to take everything out because it also had a ton of lint, and I didn't want the potential of a grease fire.
Yeah, fire.
And so what we did was we replaced everything upstairs and we redid the entire venting basically through the same hole.
Wait, what do you mean upstairs? There's a second
Oh,
level?
well, no, just through the roof.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't
okay.
see
You're like
upstairs.
upstairs. I didn't see a second story.
Well, I've been walking up and down on that roof, so for me it's like an upstairs.
Okay.
And so the other thing is that we had to put in an electrical box up on top because they didn't have one. And so that was a bit of a nightmare because what we found was that we found actually that they had the electrical wires behind this wall, but the box was missing. And so what we ended up having to do is we ended up routing, pulling the wires up to put the box in. And so that took a lot longer than I thought it would. But
that is typical of any project, isn't it? It always takes longer than you think it will.
oh yeah, there's always
surprises. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, so is the tile
This is
from
already
before?
This is
and
already
it's not even cracked or anything.
There's like one or two, but it's
so
not that
far,
bad.
we have it. It looks great.
Yeah, I mean the tile was fantastic.
Yeah.
Like these vents are original, and as you can tell, they do not have screws.
Okay.
But I'm planning on not putting them in
Okay.
because I don't want to have to drill through the tile.
Well, let's check out the bathroom.
Okay.
It's like a brand new tub.
So this is the beauty of this is that this was an original tub from 1972, and it was goldenrod. And so it's kind of a like a fiberglass. So what we did was I ended up getting a guy to come in and reglaze it for about $400.
Nice.
And so
It
it looks like
brand
a
new.
brand new tub.
It feels and looks brand new. That's
So what we ended
beautiful.
up doing was like the shower head, which is not there, is actually in really good shape. Those are not new; those are original.
Oh, they're still in good shape. They cleaned up nicely.
Yeah. So I dumped that actually a really nice.
Oh, bath fixtures and vinegar.
So we didn't. This is original. We just gotta clean that up. Got hardware.
Now, is there any reason you didn't reglaze this too?
Bad, so it keeps pausing.
That's okay.
Okay.
The other thing is that I actually had my next door neighbor was throwing out a mirror, and so we actually have the mirror right here. It's big. It's too big for that space.
Yeah.
But there's also a mirror place. There's a glass place like right outside. And so we're gonna just get it cut down. This was free.
Nice. I always love it when you get free stuff.
I think he'll probably charge me like $15 just to cut it the size. And so,
okay.
The width is fine. The height we're just gonna cut down a few inches. And so, with a $2 mounting bracket set from Home Depot and some leftover pieces, we're just gonna mount that. And so this is the original bedroom, and so you can tell this is all wood panel.
And did you paint it all white?
Yeah, so we did everything white. Ceiling, walls. I think in total, I think we spent it was about $10 for everything. So that includes the roof, ceiling, and the interior.
All right.
And so yeah.
Cool. Well, why don't you give us a little summary of what you expect to spend in all your renovations and what your plans are for it next, if you're going to rent it or sell it?
No, they won't let us rent, and so we're going to either sell it to a cash buyer, or what we'll do is we'll carry a note.
Okay.
And so...
generate some monthly cash flow, mailbox money for you.
Mailbox money, hopefully. So I think in terms of holding costs and everything, we're probably about $5 grand for that. So we're probably in it for about 15.
Okay.
And then I'm hoping to sell it probably anywhere from like 55 to 65, hopefully.
Nice.
So hopefully.
Woohoo!
So,
that's awesome.
Yep. And so that's pretty much it.
Yeah. I mean, so for those of you watching, if you want to get into house flipping, but you don't have $500,000, but maybe you have 5 to 10 grand. In this case, it was 10 grand plus 5 for rehab. You can get into flipping mobile homes. It's a great entry-level point to hop in, or maybe you do one of these on the side while you're doing some other stuff, like Alex. So
yeah, brilliant.
So he left her 2 letters on her door, and then she called him, and she held her firm ground at 10 grand. He came in and did it, and spent another 5 renovating, and plans to sell it for 55 or 60. I mean, I hope you get 60 or more.
I hope so too.
Yeah, and then he'll obviously take a down payment from his buyer.
If we're gonna carry, so you know,
yeah.
I'll be happy to take have a cash buyer, like go ahead and just buy me out. And then, you know, even.
Thanks for watching this video. Make sure you click the like button and the subscribe button to be notified of future videos by me. Go to the website hardhatholly.com to get your free download on how to find houses to flip for profits.